All right, President Obama said he would be willing to negotiate if you reopen government and if you raise the debt ceiling. What would you say to that?
Well, I'd like to know what it is that he's willing to negotiate on. I mean, first of all, the fact that he's even willing to negotiate at all is itself a welcome change. But it is a change because so far what he's been telling us is, you do it my way, you do it exactly my way, or we will not do it at all. He can't do that. He's not a dictator. He's not a despot. He does have to deal with Congress. So if he's willing to negotiate, that's great. I'd like to see where he's willing to negotiate.
And I don't know if this is a softening of his position, he'd be willing to negotiate on Obamacare. How did you interpret that comment?
Well, I would like to think that he was coming to his senses and that he was acknowledging that this law's not ready to implement. That's really what kickstarted this movement back in early July, was when I saw that he was changing the law, when I saw that the president himself was saying this law is not ready to implement and he's not going to follow it. I thought, well, Congress shouldn't fund it if it's not ready, if he's not going to follow the law. I hope that's what he means, but no one knows at this point.
Your colleague Ted Cruz said that mitigating or lessening the impact of Obamacare should be directly tied to the debt ceiling fight. Now how would that play out, do you believe?
You know, I'm not certain. Up until this point, we've seen this as an issue tied to the continuing resolution, because it's the continuing resolution that funds government, that keeps it funded. And I think Obamacare implementation has a much tighter nexus to the continuing resolution and to our funding decision.
I'm assuming, by the way, I'm assuming that you would agree with Senator Cruz on that. You want to tie the debt ceiling fight to perhaps softening Obamacare the way it's written now?
Look, I'll do anything I can to protect the American people from Obamacare. Up until this point, we haven't seen that as really tied to the debt ceiling. I think what he was saying was that we're there now. Those who have been responsible for the timing of this have perhaps caused it to coincide directly with where we are right now, and maybe we're forced to tie it all together. I don't think that's necessarily ideal, but perhaps it's where we are.
Okay, well, final question. Quick answer. How long does the shutdown last?
I have no idea, but I don't think it should last longer. I don't think it needs to last beyond this week. I mean, look, we can fund 98% of government by funding those things that have nothing to do with the implementation of Obamacare. We can do it right now. We can do it in a matter of hours. The House acted last week, and a week ago today, the Senate responded by approving unanimously a measure to keep our active duty military personnel paid. And we should do that in other areas of government that don't have anything to do with Obamacare.
Thank you, Senator. A lot more to come throughout the day and throughout the week, certainly, as you know. Mike Lee, Republican from Utah, with us now. Thanks, Martha.